A couple of hours ago, I was walking down the sidewalk on my way home from the Goodyear tire place. It was a warm spring day, and the only thought on my carefree mind was how in the holy fuck I was going to come up with an extra $1,500 to fix my transmission. Predictably, the calm state of zen that I'd found was interrupted once I got home and fired up the old Bing News machine. I had already spent the previous night adjusting to the knowledge that our country was now teetering precariously on the brink of DEFCON 2 with only a Twitter-crazed orange howler monkey to guide us onward. He'll get that P-tape back even if it means our total nuclear annihilation. Surely in the midst of this widespread uncertainty, the left could focus its attention on rallying the support of Trump's newfound legion of defectors from the right rather than getting up in arms about some inane garbage, yes? Of course not. The latest outrage is over a culturally insensitive Pepsi commercial where Kendall Jenner, wooed by a grinning young hippie stud that for some unexplained reason brought a cello to a protest march, breaks free from her rigorous day job of holding still and expensive clothing and goes storming out into the crowd to join the protest where she single-handedly mends ties between the police and the mob by offering one of the Blue Boys a Pepsi. The commercial is vacuous and silly, to be sure, but the good folks over at Squatty Potty already put the good taste and advertising bar at an all-time low with their commercial showing young children eating rainbow-colored ice cream from a unicorn's ass, so it seems like this would be a fairly easy row to hoe. Nevertheless, outrage has prevailed, and I can't say I don't understand where it's coming from. The disagreement is not about the what, but the why. What we have to remember about advertising is that it is a medium specifically designed to cut to the core of a target demographic and hold up a magic mirror that shows the true face of that intended demographic, augmented only by the presence of the product. And sometimes that mirror image isn't pretty. So, to the younger generation that's up in arms about this advertisement, stop and look at what it's showing you and realize that you're staring into a mirror. We now live in an era where college activism is considered some kind of social rite of passage like going to the prom. The capitalist machine you claim to be fighting against was more than happy to absorb and pander to your demographic, and why wouldn't it? You're so completely wrapped up in your pampered push for the revolution that you think driving a Prius and reading blogosphere news outlets bankrolled on the same advertising dime that pays for those mainstream outlets your college professor slash beanie seamstress taught you not to trust is somehow rebellious. Pepsi could not have been more accurate in their portrayal of the millennial protest generation. An affluent white bimbo tosses her wig to her black underling and goes prancing out into the streets to join a fellow mob of enraged millennials and stands up to the man by offering them a bottled and branded consumer product. That could not be a more accurate presentation of the gauged earring 500 gendered snowflake generation if it was wearing plaid. Hell, watching this thing got that whole "this is my fight song, take back my night song" thing stuck in my head, and that wasn't even the song they used in the commercial. But the most accurate element of the commercial is its vagueness. This isn't an angry protest mob that's about anything. They're just protesting, period. No demands to be met, no issues on the table, they're just protesting. And when your demographic is so transparently obvious that it doesn't even require a concrete cause to be accurately portrayed, you know that it's time to step up and own the fact that while this was a heinous caricature of public protest, it was not the advertising department at Pepsi that made it that way. If you don't like what you see in that commercial, stop and look at yourself and realize that you need to get a soul. We all have advertisers trying to appeal to our demographic, and maybe, just maybe, you need to find a different demographic. Otherwise, the truth hurts. Buy a helmet. If you enjoyed this commentary, please help me continue to bring you more content by making a donation to patreon.com/JordanOwen42. Your contribution will help me turn this channel into a hub of libertarian pop culture discussion and current events commentary. Thank you for listening, and as always, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already.